Well, good morning, everyone. My name is Mighty Stream. I'm going to do your July the 1st Spiritual Principle Day in a meditation. I hope you're doing well this morning. I hope you are doing well. If you need to reach me, let's cover that first. If you need to reach me, feel free to do so at recoveryofhope21@gmail.com. And I love engaging individuals, so you can also leave a comment down below and I will respond as soon as I see your comment. I promise. Okay. Let's go into that meditation. The title of this meditation for July 1st, Love in that NA Hug. We learned that a simple, loving hug can make all the difference in the world when we feel alone. That comes from the basic text, chapter 8, We Do Recover. That awkward moment, we shuffle up to the door of our first meeting. Some guy standing there with a big smile and asks our name. We reach out our hand to shake his, but instead of taking it, he puts his arm around us. We hug in NA. For some of us, that hug is the first show of affection we've received in a very long time. That simple, welcoming action can be reassuring. You're going to be okay. Affirming, you are in the right place. Even restorative, you are loved and accepted. We hear time and time again throughout our literature and in meetings how our self-love tank was on empty when we got to NA. Later, when we inevitably make a mess of things in one way or another, our fellow members tell us with a hug, you are not alone. That NA hug is an expression of unconditional support, and it's a distinctive part of our NA culture. It's meant to ignite that slow process of building or rebuilding our capacity for compassion, acceptance, forgiveness, and love for ourselves. For many of us, receiving that love from others is a challenge in the beginning and even with time clean. The idea of being loved by strangers who expect nothing in return can feel unsettling or outright bizarre, despite our loneliness. And for others, it's not the love we balk at, it's the hug. We didn't grow up that way in our families or cultures. Or being touched is not our thing, period. And we have our reasons for it. Let's be straight up. Some of us don't want to be hugged, even by those with the best of intentions. Perhaps the most open-minded, accepting, and compassionate way to show that NA love is to watch for the signals others give and follow their lead. As one member commented, there's only one requirement for membership in NA. After all, and engaging in the NA hug ain't it. Let me repeat that. There's only one requirement for membership in NA. After all, and engaging in the NA hug ain't it. Each of us gets to determine if, when, and how we want to be hugged. No matter my comfort level with hugging, I value being loved and supported by my fellow NA members. How can I help someone else feel less alone today? Whew, what a powerful meditation. That's amazing. Let's take a moment of silence followed by the we version of the Serenity Prayer. Moment of silence now, please. God, grant us the serenity to accept the things that we cannot change, the courage to change the things that we can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Just for today, please and thank you. love in that NA hug. You know, hugging is a very personal thing. Handshaking can be too much for some people, but it can be more sociably acceptable than hugging. And in this day and age, we do need to be mindful, don't we? Who we hug, how we hug, why we hug. Think about it. Think about the first time you came to the fellowship and someone hugged you. Maybe if you came when I came, the era that I came in. I remember not wanting hugs. I remember not wanting any part of my body to be that close to another human being that wasn't my husband. I remember that. Or a family member that I would love and hug. I remember that feeling of always turning my body to the right, hugging a person sort of sideways, because I really wasn't, I and still don't. I'm just not really a big hugger. And over time, I became more comfortable with it, but it took some time. And then over time, I became more where this message is today, that if you're not comfortable with it, you're just not comfortable with it. And hopefully people will follow your lead. If you don't initiate, they won't initiate. So the responsibility is still back in your court, right? It's your ball, it's in your court. Are you comfortable with hugs, NA hugs? Are you not? Let me tell you something. If you go to a convention, one of our conventions, there are going to be some people that are very comfortable with hugs. They're called huggers or greeters, and they don't have a problem hugging whoever needs a hug. And throughout the whole convention, there would be people hugging each other, running to each other. Oh my goodness, you're here this year. Oh, I remember meeting you at the World Convention, and you're going to hear so much positivity. And there's always that person that needs a hug from a different angle, right? Not greeting and salutations like that, but they just need to be encouraged and loved, right? Those hugs will be available for those people that show up too, that are struggling with life, struggling with life. There's people that have gone to conventions and in big cities that they're not familiar with, driving around and end up in car accidents, and life happens even at convention. And as soon as they get back to the convention, they need a hug. They need to know you survived. Yeah, wasn't that nice? The police officer running your numbers, your ID, and there's no warrant out for your arrest, and you're free to move from state to state. Think about the positive. Oh, yeah, the car is damaged, but you have insurance, and that's what that's for. And you actually paid your bill. So that's covered. Looking for the beauty, right? In even bad situations. So let's be mindful. Let's remember that not everyone wants an NA hug. It's not a requirement for membership. It's not. And let's not make people feel less than or condemn them in some kind of way because they're not huggers, because they can benefit from this program just as well as anyone else if they're not. It's really up to them. We don't have a statement as a fellowship about hugging. It's not a requirement. So let's be mindful of that. And remember that no matter what your personal comfort level is, we all value being loved and supported by other NA members. And we can also do the same thing for other people, regardless to how comfortable they are with or without a hug. And I kind of wonder, like when this particular day was being discussed and drafted, and we know all over the world we had input into this particular day. Yay, nay, change this, make it say this. We all took a vote on this. So this is our meditation. I just wonder where we were in the scheme of things in regards to the pandemic, because clearly no one wanted to hug then. Well, everyone, I want for you to have a beautiful day. I'm going to have a beautiful day. I'm having a beautiful day. Can you say that with me? I am having a beautiful day. Did you say it, or are you just giggling like this lady? Who does she think she is? Mother Teresa? Are you giggling over there behind the scenes listening to me? Yeah, I'm not Mother Teresa, but you know what? I love life, I love God, and I love people. I love you, and I want for you to have the best day you can possibly have on purpose. And part of that is what you say you're going to do. How you view your day, your situation, and how you speak about it. I don't know too many people. There might be a few, but the majority of the people, I would probably be willing to say 99.9% of the people. That's pretty high. And it may not be accurate, but I'm just trying to give you an idea of how many people I actually know that believe that words have power. People believe in affirmations, these positive, short sentences that they say about themselves or about a situation or about life. I believe that. And I'm pretty sure you do too. If you're listening to this meditation, you probably do believe words have power. So I want for you to go through your day saying, I am having a beautiful day. I have everything I need, and everything is already all right. And move with that. My name is MightyStream. I've enjoyed talking to you, and I will be talking to you tomorrow.